All righty, well, come next weekend, the skies over Owensboro and even some other parts of the tri-state will be filled with flying birds for the Owensboro Air Show. Owensboro Director of Public Events, Tim Ross, is here with all the fun. Hey, Tim.
How you doing, Joe?
Doing well. Boy, you guys have quite a show coming this year.
We do. It's everybody gets excited, I feel like, in the region about every time we do the air show. It'll be our 11th show that we've done, and we're thrilled to have the Blue Angels coming back again, I think, for the third or fourth time in our tenure. So it's a big weekend. We were just talking about so many comments that we get from people, Facebook and on email, just asking questions from, Missouri and Florida and North Carolina and kind of everywhere in between. So it's not just a local thing. There's people come from all over.
So let's start with Friday night, because the show itself is on, well, it starts Friday, but the big show is Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
What's going on Friday night at the airport?
Yeah, Friday is really the best time for, I tell so many friends, family, like people we know in the community, like, this is Friday night at the airport is your chance to kind of get up close and see the planes and meet some of the performers and kind of get an up close view. The river's fantastic compared to most air shows out on an airfield someplace, but Friday night, 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock out at the airport is the best time to be able to do that. So we've got a whole bunch of military, civilian stuff that's on static display. There's kids can climb inside of a C-130 and get in a Black Hawk helicopter, and we've got some aerial performances. The F-35 from the Air Force is supposed to fly that night and kind of give people a little tease, so it'll be pretty fun right at sunset.
So let's head over down to the riverfront and walking the bridge. There's a morning time frame for that. The bridge, of course, closes during the show and even practice.
Yeah, so we have to close the bridge. Everything's posted on our social pages for that. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's closed at different segments of the day, typically afternoon, and that's for that safety box we have. But then Saturday morning, like you mentioned, starting at 7:30 in the morning until noon, right before the show starts, you can get out and enjoy the bridge, enjoy the riverfront and walk that, because normally you can't do that, but once a year we get a chance to do it on Saturday morning. Then the show starts 12:30 both Saturday and Sunday along the riverfront, and we'll wrap up sometime between 4 and 4:30.
So you just mentioned that you have people from different states messaging you. In Owensboro, how's the parking going to work in downtown? It's a great downtown, and there's a lot of parking, so.
Yeah, there is, yeah. So there's a couple of parking garages, kind of on both ends of that downtown core, and tons of privately owned lots that are along there that people charge and organizations make money for. But it's a really fun show. We get a lot of questions from people, Joe, that are asking, is it the same show? When can I see? Who am I going to see each day? Essentially, it's supposed to be the same show both Saturday and Sunday. Obviously, with aircraft, you don't know if something might change.
Sure.
Even the military folks that are in town, if something orders might change at the last minute, but for the most part, F-35 will be there both days. The Blue Angels will be there both days, and on Saturday and Sunday both. So show starts at 12:30. Wraps up around 4:30 that afternoon, so both on Saturday and Sunday. So it's a really fun time. We got some great warbirds, legendary World War II big bombers, to aerobatics, Rob Holland, a 12 or 13-time aerobatic world champion, to the Blue Angels that'll be there. And then the F-35 demo with the Air Force. So it gives a wide spectrum of everything that folks would want to see.
What does it take to get all of these performers in town at the same time? This has got to be a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. We work on it. I'm already having conversations with some of the bigger jet teams. They announce things 2 years in advance. Okay. So we're talking to folks already about 2026. And we do plan year round to be able to do that, looking at the military schedules and even getting some of the smaller, I just call them smaller military assets, not the big teams like the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds, but some of the other ones, you just, lots of communication with the bases and to be able to try to coordinate schedules and see if they can come in, because they like the exposure. They want to showcase what they do, and they know it's a huge crowd here in Owensboro. So it's fun. We have a great time doing it. We love the crowds that come out and see us.
And free. It
is free, yeah. The only thing, Friday night, there's $5 per person, but veterans, first responders, kiddos all get in free thanks to our sponsors with Davis County Fiscal Court. That night, they do a contest where you can sign up on Friday night, get a chance to win a ride in a Huey and a Cobra that Army Aviation brings to town. You can do paid rides, Joe. We have those every year. So Commemorative Air Force out of Arizona has got paid rides in their B-17 and B-25 bombers. And then Army Aviation's here with rides in their Huey and Cobra helicopters, which is really, really fun. Hundreds and hundreds of people do that every year. It's really exciting to see them, and they get a chance to kind of experience what some of their family might have done in the service back in the day.
All right. It sounds like a great time, and I've been to it. It's a great show. Thanks a lot, Tim.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
All right. Time for a break here. Ron's forecast up next.